Hello and welcome back to our channel Technology Talk. In what has been an open market for early adopters, 2022 is primed to be the most crucial year for the metaverse, as Facebook decides Meta, Microsoft, Apple, and Google systems to release new hardware, goods, and software programs, software services. Today's video will let us know everything about the metaverse that will turn 2022 into a different thing. Without further ado, let's begin. The term metaverse refers to software and devices that allow players to play games or create artwork in third-dimensional virtual places or download recordings from the internet and combine them with the actual world in real time. The metaverse may be accessible via a phone for the time being, but advocates claim it will soon be reached via sophisticated augmented or virtual reality gear. Since Apple introduced the touchscreen phone in 2007, big tech businesses have been betting that some gadgets that are transporting their customers into more or fictional worlds will open up the most important new industry in software application software. If the metaverse takes off, everyone who has a phone today will likely own multiple pairs of computer glasses or a virtual reality headset in a few years. In a December note, Goldman Sachs analyst Eric Sheridan said, "Large tech platforms which benefited from the upward momentum of computing apps are now looking toward augmented truth as the next computing platform changes." According to him, it looks to be the next logical change in consumption habits that will create new employer leaders. Companies invest millions of dollars in R&D into prototypes and an entire generation, preparing for a virtual battle royale when their goods enter the market. According to Crunchbase, venture capitalists invested $10 billion in virtual global startups in 2021, independent of big tech spending. For example, Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg stated that the company spent so much money on virtual reality and augmented reality in 2021 that it reduced its revenues by $10 billion. According to Goldman Sachs analysts, as much as $1.35 trillion might be invested in producing the next generation in the next few years. Here's where the big names in tech are right now and what they're planning to deliver in the next 12 months. Facebook. Facebook is putting all its eggs in the metaverse generation basket. It was renamed Meta Platforms in 2021 to reflect the agency's new purpose. Meta has an advantage over the big tech competitors. IDC presently manufactures and sells VR gear and accounts for 75% of the market in 2021. On Christmas 2021, the most popular software in the US App Store of Apple became the virtual reality app of Oculus, required to utilize a headset of Quest 2, a far from perfect but significant hint that many people opted to put a virtual reality system under the tree. Meta hasn't revealed any earnings figures for Quest. However, Qualcomm, which produces Quest's cardiac processor, anticipated that the organization would have supplied 10 million devices by the end of November. All those are not phone numbers, but they might be substantial and bolstered by the deployment of important TV ad campaigns promoting the gear. Meta has announced that it will unveil Project Cambria, a virtual reality headgear, in the next few months. As is customary with Facebook, the gadget might also include gear that improves mixed truth or the use of cameras on the outer side of the VR headset to stream real-world data into the viewer. In addition, Meta claims that it will also comprise some facial and eye tracking, allowing the gadget to be more aware of the user's demands. Meta's debut into the industry has provided the firm with an early glimpse into what software program clients desire other than the headsets. Nowadays, it introduced Horizon Worlds, a social network where users can attend some comedy acts and movie evenings hosted within the virtual world of Facebook. Meta also incorporated various organizations that create well-known games for Oculus headsets. The most notable is Supernatural, a fitness game in which players knock floating blocks in time with the beats. This strategy might likewise be subject to an antitrust investigation. According to the information, the Federal Trade Commission has launched an investigation into the $400 million purchase. Apple has never demonstrated that the headgear is ready, but its tech development staff has created prototype approaches for years. As a result, Apple has paved the way for a different product category. The latest iPhone contains a LiDAR sensor that can determine the distance between objects. For location-based apps, this is critical. ARKit is a software package that comes with the new iPhone and iPad. This enables home builders to make apps that map and locate rooms using iPhone sensors. Apple's HiQuit headsets, which mix digital and advanced data to generate a completely new product that might be delivered in 2022, are likely to be these technological building blocks. Google. When Google Glass was released in 2013, it kicked off the headgear craze in Silicon Valley. Although the test was not favorably received, Google refused to share it. Google Glass headsets are still being offered to corporations, but they are rarely available to consumers. Even while it doesn't have as many goods or publicly announced technology as its competitors, there are signs and symptoms that Google is resuming major expansion. New AR headsets include more up-to-date screens, more complex sensors, and more powerful CPUs since the original debut of Glass. When headsets and metaverse gadgets replace their phones with new treadmills, Google, whose Android treadmills are the most well-known phone software program globally, stands to lose a lot of money. Microsoft has grown into a prominent technology business, releasing the full-featured augmented reality device HoloLens in 2016. However, that revolutionary product remains a mundane utility that people use every day. Instead, Microsoft focuses on advertising business or headsets to businesses, maybe at a lower price than the $3,500 list price, and evaluating whether this era can boost employee productivity. It's something that must be done. The US military is the most well-known HoloLens user. Microsoft received a $22 billion upfront agreement to market the 120,000 modified HoloLenses that soldiers use to increase lethality to police. On the other hand, the Army stated last year that the HoloLens area review will be delayed until 2022. It's crucial to consider if the transaction will expire on time or if it looks to be a winner. Sign the extended fact marketplace's final appropriateness. Do you think Metaverse will rule the entire tech industry? Let us know your views about Metaverse in the comments below.